Welcome back to B&B Spoilers channel. Today, we dive into one of the most unexpected twists on The Bold and the Beautiful, Bill Spencer's secret arrangement with Luna Nozawa. While Bill sees himself as Luna's protector and benefactor, his actions raise serious questions, especially for Finn. How will Finn react when he learns about Bill's behind-the-scenes legal maneuvers? Could this be the beginning of a major confrontation? And most importantly, is Luna really a victim in need of saving, or is she playing the ultimate long game? Let's explore every shocking detail. Finn's discovery, the beginning of a battle? Finn has been on edge for weeks, sensing that something isn't quite right. When he finally uncovers the truth about Bill's legal maneuvers, learning that Bill not only helped Luna escape prison but has also been sheltering her under his roof, it's bound to set off fireworks. For Finn, this discovery raises too many questions to ignore. Why would Bill go to such great lengths to protect Luna? What does he stand to gain? And perhaps the most unsettling question of all, is there something deeper going on between Bill and Luna? While Bill has always maintained that his interest in Luna is purely paternal, Finn might not be so quick to believe him. Given Luna's history of manipulation and survival-driven tactics, it's entirely possible she's spun a web of lies that even Bill himself has fallen into. Finn's protective instincts will flare up, and if there's one thing we know about him, it's that he won't hesitate to take action when it comes to his family. A protective Finn versus a protective Bill, who wins? Finn's reaction to Luna's situation could lead to a major power struggle between him and Bill. Both men have strong protective instincts, but their approaches are vastly different. Bill operates in secrecy, making decisions behind closed doors to shape the outcomes he desires. Finn, on the other hand, believes in transparency and taking charge through direct action. Once Finn confronts Bill about keeping Luna hidden, it won't be a simple conversation, it'll be a battle of authority. Bill, ever the businessman and strategist, will defend his actions, insisting that he's the only one who can truly help Luna. Finn, however, will see it differently. If Luna really is his daughter, shouldn't he be the one making decisions about her well-being? If this power struggle escalates, it could even put Finn's relationship with Steffi at risk. What if Finn decides that he needs to take full responsibility for Luna? Could this situation be the breaking point that pushes him toward an independent life, one where he's no longer tied to Steffi's controlling influence? Could Finn end up living with Luna? One of the most intriguing possibilities emerging from this tangled web is that Finn may end up separating from Steffi and choosing to live with Luna. If his desire to take charge of Luna's future clashes with Steffi's vision of their family, a rift could form between them. Steffi has always been fiercely opinionated and protective of her own interests. If she views Luna as a threat to her marriage or family stability, she won't hesitate to make her feelings known. And if Finn feels torn between Luna and Steffi, it could lead to an emotional crossroads, one where he might decide to leave Steffi behind altogether. Could we see Finn moving into a separate home with Luna, determined to offer her a better life under his own terms? If so, what would that mean for Steffi? Would she fight to keep her marriage intact, or would she see this as Finn's betrayal? Bill's bond with Luna, a dangerous attachment? While Finn's concerns about Luna's situation are valid, there's also the growing question of why Bill feels so invested in her well-being. His decision to pull legal strings for her, shelter her in his mansion, and take on a fatherly role seems noble on the surface. But is there something more to it? Bill's own past is riddled with questionable decisions and morally gray choices. His ability to justify nearly any action, no matter how ethically dubious, is what makes him such a formidable presence in The Bold and the Beautiful. But could he be fooling himself into believing that Luna is just a damsel in distress? Finn may begin to suspect that Bill's attachment to Luna isn't as innocent as he claims. While Bill insists he sees Luna as a daughter, could his actions suggest something more complicated? Is he emotionally replacing someone he lost? Is there a part of him that craves the idea of shaping Luna into something more? These are dangerous questions, and if Finn begins to believe that Bill's motivations are less than pure, it could ignite a full-scale war between them. Poppy's lies and the paternity bombshell. While Finn grapples with this situation, there's another major element at play, the paternity question. Poppy Nozawa has vehemently denied that Finn is Luna's father, but the more she insists, the more it seems like she's hiding something. If a paternity test reveals the truth, that Finn is Luna's biological father, Poppy may have no choice but to come clean. And once that happens, everything will change. Not only will Finn demand full control over Luna's future, but Bill may also find himself in a much weaker position. If Finn asserts his parental rights, Bill's influence over Luna could diminish overnight. But what if Bill isn't willing to let go? What if he fights for his role in Luna's life, despite Finn's objections? Could we see a courtroom battle brewing, with Bill and Finn each trying to prove they are the best option for Luna? What's next? A family torn apart. The fallout from these revelations could be massive. Finn and Bill's battle for control over Luna could shake up everything, from family relationships to legal battles to personal betrayals. Steffi, caught in the middle, will have to make a choice. Does she stand by Finn even if it means accepting Luna into their lives? Or does she push Finn to walk away from Luna for good? Meanwhile, Luna herself is the ultimate wildcard. Is she truly looking for redemption, or is she orchestrating her own survival at the expense of those around her? No matter how this unfolds, one thing is certain: The Bold and the Beautiful is about to enter one of its most explosive storylines yet. Stay tuned for more shocking twists, high-stakes confrontations, and life-changing decisions. Final thoughts: the showdown of the century. As tensions rise, we're on the verge of a major turning point. Finn is inching closer to the truth, but will he be ready for what he finds? Bill believes he's doing the right thing, but is he truly prepared to go head-to-head with Finn over Luna's future? And how will Steffi react when she realizes just how deep this deception runs? Next, we delve into the tangled web of deception, romance, and corporate scheming that's brewing at Forrester Creations. The ever-charming but oh-so-mysterious Daphne Knows has waltzed into the fashion empire, causing waves in ways no one expected. But is she truly here to elevate Carter Walton and Hope Logan's ambitious plans, or is she secretly working alongside her bestie, Steffi Forrester, to take them down? Meanwhile, Ridge is trying to keep his daughter in check, but let's be honest, has that ever worked? And then there's Carter, who may have just found himself caught up in the classic B&B mix of business, betrayal, and bedroom drama. Let's unravel the latest chaos and see what's in store. Carter Walton, the unwitting target of seduction? Carter Walton, the resident heart-on-his-sleeve romantic of The Bold and the Beautiful, is once again hurtling toward another heartbreak. Or should we say, another steamy office entanglement? With Daphne's undeniable allure and strategically placed charm offensive, Carter has been practically hypnotized, much to Steffi's delight. It's almost comical how quickly Carter has fallen under Daphne's spell. We've seen this before: one lingering glance, a hint of flirtation, and suddenly, Carter's chest is puffed up like a male peacock in mating season. The man is predictable, and Steffi knows it. That's exactly why Daphne is using her intoxicating presence to lead him straight into temptation. Carter, known for his unwavering commitment one moment and complete lack of self-control the next, is already teetering on the edge. One touch from Daphne, a moment too long spent locked in her gaze, and boom, trouble is brewing. But the real question is, who will catch them first? And what will the fallout be? The Brooke Logan factor, will she walk in at the worst possible moment? If there's one thing more certain than Carter's inability to resist a beautiful woman, it's Brooke Logan's unshakable knack for walking in on situations she really shouldn't be seeing. For over 35 years, she has somehow managed to pop up at the most inopportune moments, and it's almost guaranteed she'll stumble upon Carter and Daphne mid-clinch. Imagine the scene: Carter, already lost in the spell of Daphne's mesmerizing nose of Paris allure, finds himself just inches away from crossing the point of no return. And then, bam, Brooke walks in, eyes wide, judgment in full force. Will she immediately run to Hope, warning her about the impending betrayal? Or will she take a different approach, reflecting on her own history of, shall we say, love without boundaries? Given her past, could she really throw stones? Or will she take a more diplomatic approach and tell Hope that sometimes, love or lust just happens? Either way, her reaction will set off a chain of events that no one will see coming. Steffi's master plan. The ultimate kiss of betrayal. Steffi Forrester has long perfected the art of manipulation, and this time, she's playing the long game. She knows that the simplest plans are often the most effective, which is why her strategy for undermining Hope's success at Forrester Creations is based on one fundamental rule: keep it simple. And what's simpler than a kiss? With Daphne firmly in place as the catalyst, Steffi is banking on the idea that Carter, being Carter, won't be able to resist. The moment he succumbs to Daphne's charms, the damage will be done. Hope, already overwhelmed with the pressure of her new venture, will see this as a devastating betrayal, one that could shake the foundation of her relationship with Carter and leave her vulnerable. The brilliance of Steffi's scheme is that she never has to get her hands dirty. She's merely setting the stage, nudging the pieces into place, and waiting for human nature to take over. And with Carter being as predictable as ever, she doesn't have to wait long. Hope and Carter, the naive optimists at Forrester Creations. While Steffi is orchestrating her behind-the-scenes sabotage, Hope and Carter remain blissfully unaware, floating on cloud nine, convinced that they're on the verge of something truly groundbreaking. Their excitement over Daphne joining their team is almost childlike, pure, eager, and completely devoid of suspicion. Hope, in particular, seems utterly oblivious to the fact that Daphne is best friends with Steffi. One has to wonder, did she do any background research before welcoming this woman into the fold? Given that Daphne and Steffi are both industry heavyweights, it's hard to believe that their connection never came up before. But there's another element at play here: Hope's tendency to see the best in people, even when it's painfully obvious that she shouldn't. She idolizes Daphne's talent, completely unaware that she may have just invited the fox into the henhouse. Carter, equally blinded by his ambition, and let's be honest, Daphne's undeniable magnetism, is right there with her. The air may be filled with the sweet scent of Daphne's signature fragrance, but the only thing Hope and Carter should be smelling right now is trouble. Ridge Forrester, the voice of reason or just another bystander? Meanwhile, Ridge Forrester is watching this unfold with a level of concern that's almost endearing. He's well aware of Steffi's ability to manipulate situations to her advantage, and while he's advised her to keep it clean, he also knows that she's going to do whatever she wants. His words may sound fatherly and firm, but let's be real, when has Steffi ever taken orders from anyone, including Ridge? She believes she knows best, and this time, she's determined to emerge victorious. Ridge can warn all he wants, but his influence over his daughter's actions is minimal at best. At this point, it's less a question of whether Steffi's plan will work and more about when it will come crashing down. And when it does, Ridge may find himself forced to pick a side, something he's never been particularly skilled at doing. The never-ending love triangle of Ridge, Brooke, and Taylor. And now, for the obligatory B&B love triangle update. Yes, Ridge still loves Taylor. Yes, Ridge still loves Brooke. And yes, nothing has really changed on that front. The Bermuda Triangle of soap relationships continues to spin, trapping all three of them in an endless cycle of love, betrayal, and longing gazes. But for now, at least, their drama has taken a backseat to the chaos unfolding in the boardroom. And honestly, that's probably for the best. Final thoughts: the calm before the storm. Daphne has arrived, Steffi's trap is set, and Carter is teetering on the edge of a scandal that could reshape everything. Hope, blissfully unaware, is walking straight into disaster. Ridge is watching from the sidelines, knowing full well that his daughter is up to something. And Brooke? She's probably just a few steps away from walking in on a moment she definitely wasn't meant to see. The pieces are in place for one of the bold and the beautiful's most explosive storylines yet. Will Carter betray Hope? Will Steffi's plan succeed? And will Brooke finally learn to knock before entering a room? Next, we're diving deep into the tangled web of paternity secrets, unexpected alliances, and the ever-growing chaos surrounding Luna Nozawa on The Bold and the Beautiful. Just when we thought things couldn't get more complicated, Finn finds himself at the heart of yet another shocking twist, while Bill Spencer's mysterious actions raise more questions than answers. Could this storyline unravel the entire Finnegan family tree? Will Steffi Forrester handle the news well, or will this revelation send shockwaves through her marriage? And most importantly, who is really Luna's father? Let's break it all down. Luna Nozawa, the woman at the center of it all. Luna started as a mere houseguest at Bill Spencer's mansion, but now, she's the central figure in one of the most perplexing mysteries The Bold and the Beautiful has seen in years. From being abandoned in prison to secretly living in Bill's luxurious estate, she has gone from an outcast to the catalyst of a full-blown paternity war. Her life has taken dramatic turns, but it's not just about where she is now, it's about what comes next. With Finn possibly being her father, the dynamics of nearly every major family on the show could shift. The Finnegans, the Nozawas, the Spencers, everyone is connected to Luna in one way or another, and her true parentage could set off a domino effect that no one saw coming. Steffi's worst nightmare, the family she never wanted? If the latest revelations are true, and Finn is indeed Luna's father, then that would make Sheila Carter Luna's grandmother. Let that sink in. Steffi has fought for years to distance herself and her children from Sheila's influence, doing everything in her power to ensure that woman had no claim over her family. But if Finn is Luna's father, that connection becomes undeniable. Sheila wouldn't just be a lingering problem in Steffi's life, she would officially be family. Holidays, birthdays, family gatherings, all of it just got infinitely more awkward. Could Steffi really stomach the idea of Sheila having any ties to her children? And if Sheila finds out, how long before she tries to insert herself into Luna's life, creating even more havoc? For Steffi, this isn't just a paternity scandal. It's a nightmare. Finn's growing suspicion and the DNA clues. The moment Finn started questioning Luna's true parentage, everything changed. A conversation with Poppy Nozawa sparked something in him, a memory buried deep, a one-night moment long forgotten. Suddenly, the timeline seemed to fit, and Finn found himself grappling with a question that could redefine his entire life: could Luna be my daughter? When Poppy insisted that Luna wasn't his, Finn wasn't entirely convinced. He knew something wasn't adding up. His instincts told him there was more to the story, and when he remembered that Luna's blood sample was still floating around the hospital lab, he saw his chance to get to the bottom of it. Finn's decision to run his own paternity test might be the most pivotal moment in this storyline. But if the results confirm his suspicions, it won't just change Luna's life, it could turn his world upside down. Jack Finnegan, the man who wasn't the father, again? If Finn is Luna's father, then logically, Jack Finnegan should have shown up in the DNA test that Lee ran as Luna's grandfather. But he didn't. That means one of two things: Finn isn't Luna's father after all, and someone else entirely is. Jack isn't Finn's biological father, which would mean Finn has an identity crisis looming ahead. If option 2 is correct, then Sheila Carter may have some serious explaining to do. Finn has spent his entire life believing he was Jack's son, but if the DNA results reveal otherwise, it would mean his whole identity was built on a lie. Who is Finn's real father? And if Finn's parentage is in question, then how will he cope with the truth? The Finnegans have had their fair share of drama, but this could blow their entire family structure to pieces. Poppy Nozawa, running out of lies? Poppy has spent months dodging questions, avoiding suspicions, and carefully crafting half-truths to keep the mystery alive. But she's running out of room to maneuver. With Finn closing in on the truth and the DNA tests providing more clues than she ever intended, Poppy may soon have no choice but to confess everything. But what's her endgame? Has she been lying to protect Finn, or is there something even more scandalous lurking beneath the surface? And let's not forget, Poppy's initial reluctance to reveal Luna's father wasn't just about secrecy. It was about protecting someone. Who, exactly, has she been covering for all this time? Bill Spencer's involvement, the unexpected twist. Meanwhile, Bill Spencer has somehow found himself entangled in this mess, and his motives remain a mystery. He keeps telling Luna that no one can know she's staying at his mansion, but why? Bill has always been a man of power and secrecy, but his obsession with protecting Luna raises eyebrows. Even Liam and Will Spencer have begun to notice how cagey their father has become, questioning why their once open home suddenly feels like a fortress. And what about the prison warden? Did Bill really convince him to keep Luna's absence a secret? How deep does this conspiracy run? While Bill insists he only wants to help Luna, the reality is that he may be in over his head. If Finn discovers that Bill has been hiding Luna, their alliance could turn into an all-out war. The bigger picture. A paternity scandal that could change everything, so let's sum up what we know. Finn suspects he could be Luna's father. Poppy is running out of ways to deny it. If Finn is the father, Jack might not be his biological dad, leading to an even bigger identity crisis. If Finn isn't the father, then there's still a mystery man out there. Sheila Carter, if connected to Luna, becomes an even bigger problem for Steffi.